Hi everyone, today we're going to learn how to create a fracture stage via tabular data input in the Navigator. And I have opened my news version of the Navigator. Then I'm going to create a new file in the Model Designer. I'm going to name it fracture table. Now it has opened the new file of Model Designer. And I'm going to load the initial data by importing the data from existing model here, and I'm going to convert schedule section into while rules. Okay, then I have three whiles here, and next I'm going to create a new fracture tables here in geometry objects, and then here we have fracture tables. Then we are going to create new one. Okay, and then I'm going to open it in the table tab, but we can move the table tab below here and open the 3D map above it. And then yeah, if we want to see what kind of hair this table have, we can right mouse button click and select columns. We have all the parameter here, and then we're going to let it be. Okay, then I have the data prepared here. I'm going to copy it to the table. Now we have well, date, stage, MD start, stage, MD end, number of fracture, half line left, half line right, stimulated width, LGR size, and we have angle fracture plane rotation. We're going to add it to 30. Then create perforation, yes, because we are going to create perforation where the fracture stitch is made. Okay. Then fracture arithmetic, we can choose it here. Okay. We don't have any fracture arithmetic, then we are going to create new one. I have the data prepared here. I'm going to copy it. Here. Now I can check whether this data is right or not. Then we are going to use this fracture arithmetic for every fracture we created, so it's going to be fracture arithmetic global. We can rename it here. Okay, and then we can choose the fracture arithmetic here. Okay, and then we haven't created delta. We're going to select columns again. We're going to search for delta 1 and delta 2. Okay. And then we're going to assign it for 1 meter. Delta 1 and delta 2 are the perforation interval measured from the anchor point towards the well's bottom hole, delta for delta 1, and for delta 2 it's toward the wellhead. By default, if the perforation is created, delta 1 is the same with delta 2, it's 1 meter. Okay. Now we move on to Wells data tab here. In the first tab, tables, we have well structure tables, we have well production tables, and we have group production tables. Because we have checked and create perforation just now, we don't have to add well structure or any perforation here, and it will create it automatically by the fracture tables. Then we're going to move on to the strategies. Here we have already imported the strategies named oil underscore 3 wells. The global rules initially have input VFP tables, have input well structure tables, and we're going to add new rules here. This is a few rules that we have here. Enable fracture tables and gas lift optimization, assign RFT, PLT, RST log well operation at 0 rate, and we're going to add enable fracture table, and we can choose the fracture table we created just now. And for the schedule, we haven't met the right time step when we created fracture, so we're going to add a new time step by opening the time step editor here. Then we're going to add it from tables, name fracture tables here, and we're going to have new one time step here. Close. We're going to click on the time step, and then we're going to add new well production forecast limits for forecast. Okay. And how to add the wells? We're going to add all of the wells here, all wells, and we're going to set it default 50 bar for the BHP. And as we can see, we can move on to the schedule section. Here we already have fracture states, com.md, created perforation in MD, and well production control here. And then we can start initialize the dynamic model, replace existing. It's going to take a little while. And we're going to run the model. And we can check whether the fracture is created or not in the geometry objects. Here it is created at the second time step. To move it back here, and then we're going to open it fully in 3D. We have a few stages here, and the fracture is slanted by 30 degrees as we created before. And we can also see the result here. Click on the result grid here. Choose the permeability X here. No, it's here. Dynamic model, initial, calculate initial permeability X, and then it's finished by 1 minute. Okay, we're going to create a user cut. Here, clicking on grids, oil wells, filters, create a user cut here. Click on add, and then going to choose perm X here equal to 1. So it is created like this. Yeah, and that's the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching.